Alright, you guys, this is the video I was talking about where I'm going to give y'all more information about Hecate's descent. I was talking about this at the end of the Oracle of the Red Dragon video. So this is the next installment to that. Hecate's descent. Okay. Because if you already saw the videos about Hecate's descent that I put on my YouTube channel, you know all the spiritual aspect of this, okay? And the kind of the exoteric understanding of it. Now we've been a year into Hecate's descent, okay, because she descended last July 2015, and now we're like a few days into hitting the year mark, okay? So she's been descended for a year. So now I have more insight about it. Now I have more understanding of it. And it's time to share that information. Now, before Hekate descended last year, in July, that January, actually no, all the way, when was it? The November of 2014, I recorded a video, or I did a Skype video with Red Earth Goddess as a collaboration with her channel, and we talked for several hours on Skype, and it was supposed to be recording our conversation, and it didn't record it, okay? So a lot of this stuff that I'm fixing to say now was in that video, and it should have been given to y'all way back then, before Hekate even began her descent fully. But it wasn't. So, I'm telling you now, I never got around to recording my own version of saying all that stuff, because I just didn't want to go over it all again. But, obviously, it needs to be done. So anyway, getting into this, the personal aspect of Hecate's descent. Hekate is the cosmic soul. She's the world soul. So, like I had told y'all in the video that I posted about the Paris massacre, I think that's the video I'm talking about. Basically, there's a field of consciousness around the earth, okay? And we're all connected to it. Some of us can choose to tap into it more consciously, like psychics and mediums and stuff like that. And but really everyone can connect to it, okay? But anyway, that is Hekate as at the level of the world soul. That's Hekate, okay? Because she is the spirit of every living person. In fact, what we call Hekate is the collective form of that. So she is that field of consciousness itself, okay? At the world level. So as she descends to the underworld, knowing that that's what she is, what we can expect on a personal level is our own psyche, our own spirit, our own mind. An aspect of it will also be descending into the underworld as well, okay? And what does that mean? Well, the underworld is a place of shadow work, okay? It's a place where everything that's been repressed and oppressed and denied of the self, that's where it all is, okay? So, y'all can go look up on your own, what is your psychological shadow? Look into that on your own, okay? I'm not here to break it down that far for you. But I'm just letting you know that as Hekate goes through her underworld journey, she's doing shadow work, okay, at a collective level. So what we're going to see is there's two sides to this coin, okay? Because there's two ways of doing shadow work. In one version of shadow work, you do it on purpose, okay? And that's by working with dark gods and goddesses. That's by working with your own self-knowledge, okay? of your own shadow. There's the conscious way of doing it. Then there's the unconscious way of doing shadow work, which is kind of the dark side to all of this, is where people who don't want to face their shadows or who don't have any concept of doing that, they end up projecting their shadow onto other people, and then they attack it. Okay? And you can look all this up and verify it. It's like projection. They will literally have parts of their self that they deny, and then they'll project it onto other people, whether those other people really embody those qualities or not. They'll project it onto them, and then they'll attack it because they hate that part of their self. And then after some kind of violent outburst or whatever the fuck it is that happens, then they'll like analyze their own actions and their own self. Maybe, maybe not. And they'll learn from it in that way. Okay? So there's a path of resistance with some people, okay? And after they do these certain things, they'll either review it and learn from it, or they won't, okay? That's just how it is. So when we get to the thing of Earth's Kundalini awakening with the Oracle of the Red Dragon thing that I said in that video, which is supposed to take place around November of this year, the Earth's Kundalini has not even awakened yet. It's stirring right now, okay? It's actually going to awaken in November of this year, or around November, I should say. And that's when this is really all going to start coming to a head more energetically, okay? So there's a balance with all things. There's going to be some people who do all this consciously, and there's, like for instance for me and other witches and stuff, we are all going to become more powerful when Earth's Kundalini awakens, because we're part of the Earth, okay? Like I told you, when the Earth's Kundalini awakens, we are all going to become more powerful because we're going to consciously take that energy and use it, okay? For the people who don't want to face their shadow, don't want to learn self-knowledge, pretty much, or have no concept of it, to even choose to want to or not, there's going to be a lot of chaos and just drama, conflict, and war, because they're going to resist it. And anytime there's resistance, there's conflict, okay? So there's a balance with it, okay? It's not all doom and gloom, but it's not all good either, okay? There's a balance. There's going to be some people who are awakened and empowered as fuck from this energy, this life force that's being released from the earth. And then there's going to be people who are taking that to an aggressive area, an aggressive sphere, because they're resisting, okay? So I wanted to just give a little bit more clarity on that, because like I said in the Hecate's Descent videos, I talked about the spiritual aspect of everything. Well, now in this video I'm telling you, like, on a personal level, what does it really mean, okay? So was there anything else I should say in this? This is like the third time that I'm recording this video, by the way, because it kept messing up. So I'm trying to recall if there's anything else I said in the other two recordings that got messed up. Now I'm going to go ahead and leave it at this, okay? Just be aware that there's positives and negatives to this, okay? It's not all negative and it's not all positive. There's a balance, as with all things, okay? So make sure that you embrace your shadow during this time period and really learn from it and grow in power and self-knowledge because of it, okay? Because your shadow only exists and has power if you repress it, okay? If you repress and deny parts of yourself, like if you're mad at somebody at a particular moment, let it out then, okay? Don't repress it and brush it aside where it goes into your shadow, okay? That's what happens, and it builds up. Let it out when it's there, when it's ready, when it comes, let it out, okay? You don't have to verbally attack anybody, you don't have to physically attack anybody or whatever, but write it down, okay? Make a piece of art that expresses how you feel. Do something, like breaking glass or something like that. Like if you need to cry, cry. If you need to feel sad or whatever, go ahead and do that. When you have these emotions come up, face it then and there, okay? And deal with it in a positive way then and there, okay? Don't just brush it aside and think that it just disappears, because it doesn't. It goes into your shadow, okay? And that makes the shadow stronger and stronger and stronger, alright? Because then you're going to hate, say for instance that you have sadness, okay? And instead of facing it, you brush it aside and it goes into your shadow. Well, then you might start viewing other people who express their emotions as weak and shit like that, okay? And that's going to be you're projecting your shadow on other people. Just an example. So make sure that you don't do that, okay? Go ahead and let your shadow out when it's there. And don't judge it. Just let it go, right? You will grow in power and self-knowledge by doing that, okay? And definitely you want to be on the side that's getting more powerful during Hecate's descent, and not on the side that's destroying itself, pretty much, okay? Or resisting growth. So, yeah, that's what this video is about, and I think I'm going to leave it at that. Go ahead and comment if you have any questions. If you have something to just add to this, go ahead and comment as well. I don't think I'm leaving anything out in this. Other than, like, definitely it's going to get worse and more intense the further we get into Hecate's descent, which we have 2.5 years left. So just be aware that it's going to get more intense and more intense as we get further into this as well. But okay, that's going to be about it for this video. So, blessed be you guys.